I don't know about you guys, but I'm having technical difficulties and it's on my nerves. So I'm redoing all video I just recorded and it didn't work. So we're gonna try again. So the last video we just did was about the product rule. And remember that product rule with logarithms just means that, so here's the product rule, and it means that if you have two things that are squished together and you're taking a log and they're being multiplied, that you can split them up and add them. And vice versa. If they're already split up and being added, you can squish them together and multiply. And it makes sense then that the quotient rule, which means divide, is pretty much the same idea. If they're squished and being divided, you're going to spread them out and subtract. Okay, so let's do an example of that real quick. Let's do an example of, let's see, log of log base 3 of 81 minus log base 3 of, let's say, 9. Okay, now these are kind of easy. You don't have to use the properties, but again, properties are about try this, see if it helps you do something. Try this, see if it helps you do something. So if we do this, first of all, we always check same bases. Yep, we're good. So since they're the same base, then we can, and they're split up and being subtracted, we can squish them and divide. So log base 3 of 81 divided by 9. By the way, what is 81 divided by 9? 9. So log base 3 of 9. And if they told us just to rewrite it, we rewrote it, we're finished. If they then tell you to evaluate it, remember, evaluate means go ahead and do it, right? Answer the question. If they said to evaluate it, then that means the answer they would actually want would be, okay, so what is the exponent of 3 that gives me 9? Well, it's 2. The exponent would be 2, so the log base 3 of 9 is just 2. So all that said, this original question, the answer boils down to 2. And that's why this is a good example of when the word simplify would actually make things more simple in math. Sometimes simplify means make it complicated, but that's a different story. But in this one, it starts pretty complicated. There's all this stuff over here. It's all spread out, lots of numbers, but it boiled down to the beautiful little number 2, which is part of why we like these properties. Sometimes they make things prettier. All right, so let's talk about the power rule. And the way the power rule works is, let me remind you of back in the day with exponents real quick. So back with exponents, if I had a power of a power, we would then, let me do this in a different color. To simplify that, we would multiply the exponents. So we would have 2 times 3, which would give us 6. The exponent there would be 6. Okay, when the bases are all the same, we're good. Base didn't change. What happens to the exponent? Power to a power, we multiplied. And that's kind of what happens here with logarithms. So with this power rule up here, with logarithms, the way it works is if we have log base, let's go with b of something, let's call it 5. We like the number 5, so it's easy. 5 squared. Okay, so now that has an exponent inside a log. We can rewrite that by taking this 2 and multiplying it out front. So 2 times the log base b of 5. So that little 2, all it did was come out and go out front. And when you think about it, over here in exponent land, power to a power, we ended up multiplying. And that's what's happening here. When I've got a power on a log, I end up multiplying again, okay? So here's what I want us to do. We'll talk about change of base and equality rules some other time, but what I mostly want us to focus on is actually trying some of these Khan Academy assignments that are using the logarithms properties. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We'll do some of these together real quick. Let's go. Okay, so first of all, if I look at my property rules again, wrong one. Let's find the one that I want. There it is. And let's push it to the side. So if I look at these rules again, okay, I want to have these rules handy while I'm working on this. And I look at this question, it says it's spread out and adding. So, okay, spread out and adding right here. That means I can squish them and multiply. So log of 2 times 2. But if I hit check, it's probably going to tell me wrong because I didn't actually multiply them, right? I said to multiply them, but I didn't do it. I think they want us to go ahead and do it. So what is 2 times 2? 4. So let's hit check again. Boom. Take that, man. All right, next one. All right, I've got something multiplied out front. So if I look over here, that kind of looks like this guy, something multiplied out front. And that's my power rule. So I can take that P and pop it up in an exponent. I'm going to take this 5 and pop it up in the exponent. But again, if I just type it like this, it's probably going to tell me I'm wrong. So I need to know what 2 to the 5th power is. It's not 10. Common mistake. So let's check this real quick. 2 to the power of 5, it should be 32. There she is, 32. So if we go back to the question we're working on, whoop, there it goes. So I need to change that from 2 to the 5th to the number 32. Okay, let's do another one. I've got them split up and they're subtracting. So split up and subtracting means I can squish them and divide. It's the quotient rule. So log of 15, whoops, divided by 3. But Khan Academy is going to say I'm wrong because I can actually do 15 divided by 3. What's 15 divided by 3? 5. Next. All right, they are split up and adding. So split up and adding means that we can squish them and multiply. So log of 4 times 5. But my friends, what is 4 times 5? 20, not 21. Dun, dun, dun. All right, we still have some time in this video. So you know what? Let me help you with the quiz. How's that sound? All right, let's do logarithms quiz 1. Ka-chow. Again, I'm going to leave these rules right over here to help me remember how to do all this stuff. Whew, that just moved a lot. Time for a quiz. Yep, let's go. It says it should take 5 to 10 minutes. All right. It doesn't tell me what to do, but my guess is it wants me to figure out what the answer is here. So let's rewrite this as an exponential. So my base is 125. My exponent, I don't know, and it equals 5. So I'm going to rewrite these. So step 1, write an exponential. Step 2, same base. Rewrite it as same base. So on the right side, that is simple a base I can get. This is 5 to the 1 power. So on the left, let's see if we can rewrite 125 as 5 to some power. You guys probably know this, but just in case. Let's see, 5 squared, whoops. Hey, push the right buttons. There we go. Nope. 5 cubed. Hey, 5 cubed equals 125. Let's get rid of that. That's going to confuse me. So 5 cubed equals 125. So I rewrote that 125 as 5 cubed and stick my x on there. Now the good news is my bases are the same, so I can compare the exponents now. So 3x equals 1, and then I'm just going to solve that, right? I ran out of room. So divide both sides by 3 to undo that multiplication. So the answer here is 1/3. Ka-chow! Next. They want us to switch. Okay, so this is a connection between the values, and if the exponent is up here, whatever goes with 1.477 down here is going to be my y value. So 1.7477 is the y. 30 goes with it as the x. So I'm going to switch it. 30 goes with it. Up top, let's see, 20 and blank. So I'm looking for 20 on the bottom and then blank. So 1.301. Dun, dun, dun. All right, we did it. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful, and I'm hoping you have a better day than my house right now. Everybody's going cray cray.